the key to it all. This month is Prosperity Month here at MCCSL, and we are creating a life of abundance. And we're going to be studying Charles Fillmore's beautiful book, Prosperity. We've got a few more copies in the bookstore if you want to kind of follow along and study with us. And it is just one of the richest books I know on abundance consciousness. So give yourself that gift. Abundance consciousness is, and we did a whole series where we kind of dissected consciousness a while back, but just a little refresher for our purposes today. Abundance consciousness is thinking from, feeling from, believing from, speaking from, acting from, and even reacting from the place that says, and this is where I leave you hanging so you stay awake, okay? So I'm going to let you know what that is in just a little bit, but it's the key to it all, so you will want to hear this. So I've got good news and then I've got great news. The good news is that we've found the key to the universe. Isn't that great? And the great news is that the universe was never locked. Carla, you showed up. Hi, honey. I heard that laugh. Okay. But sometimes we're locked, right? Sometimes we're locked up. We've locked ourselves out. And it takes some awareness to unlock us, to let us back in. And that's what we're going to do today. So today we're going to let ourselves back into that abundance consciousness that is always present. And we're going to deepen into that all month long. So we're going to just kind of get you to lock this in a little bit. So I want you to imagine a key in your hand. And everybody, show me your keys. Oh, those are so nice. Very good. Okay, now what I want you to do is to take the key, and I want you to unlock your mind. And I want you to, oh, nice, sound effects. And unlock your heart. Very good. While I share this passage of prosperity from I don't know if he was a doctor, but Charles Fillmore, even though there seems to be material lack, there is plenty of substance for all. We are standing in the midst of it. Like the fish, we might ask, where's the water? When we live, we move, and have our being in it. Abounding, glorious, spiritual substance. The word substance comes from the Latin word substare, which means to stand under. And this is what Ernest Holmes means when he says, in back of all things. Okay, so there is this substance. In other words, there's a non-material, energetic essence at the core of all. Science knows that there is more to form and molecules and atoms and even subatomic particles. Now they know that there is space between those things. And this is of great interest to them, and it should be of great interest to you and to us. I want you to begin to notice the space between objects. And we're going to learn a little bit more about it, but I wanted to just kind of introduce that a little bit today. In this place, in this space, there is a force that holds the particles together. That is the non-material, energetic essence, which is the core of it all. That is the substance that stands under everything. And I've heard it said that that substance is actually love. Kind of holds it all together. Fillmore is telling us what science is already finding. So I want you to check in. We unlocked our minds and we unlocked our hearts. And did you receive the impact of what that means? Because it's a game changer, okay? And so if it wasn't like, I want you to just open up a little wider. Hearts open, minds open, to receive the depth of what's being spoken here. So close your eyes just for a moment and take another breath and let your body just sink into this idea and think to yourself, I am one with substance. I am one with substance. Fillmore continues to say, you are unified with the one living substance, which is God, your all-sufficiency. Take another nice breath. Let your heart, mind, and body sink into the idea that you are unified with one living substance, which is God, your all-sufficiency. All. And then say this after me. I am unified with the one substance.
I am unified with the one substance.
Which is God, my all-sufficiency. And you can kind of just gently open your eyes again. Fillmore says, from this substance you were created. In it you live, move, and have your being. By it you are fed and prospered. The spiritual substance is steadfast and immovable and enduring. It is ever the same, constant, abundant, freely circulating, and available. So if we take that into where we began with abundance consciousness, which is the acting from, the thinking from, the feeling from, the believing from, the acting from, and even reacting from a place that says, and we're going to just put in Fillmore's words here, from substance I was created, in substance I live, move, and have my being. By substance I am fed and prospered. This spiritual substance is steadfast, immovable, enduring, ever the same, constant, abundant, free circulating, and available. My goodness, it's here right now. So see if you can just sense into that and feel that, how supported you are. Even the space that appears to be nothing is like supporting you. So let's just anchor in that. And I want you to just say that with me. It says, from substance I was created.
From substance I was created.
In substance I live, move, and have my being.
In substance I live, move, and have my being.
Substance is steadfast and immovable.
Substance is steadfast and immovable.
Enduring, ever the same.
Enduring, ever the same.
Constant, abundant, free circulating, and always available.
Free circulating and always available.
I believe you. Awesome. Good. There's starting to get some energy in here. So to the extent that you already may not have all the abundance consciousness, let this be the month that fully unlocks your heart and mind to receive all the good that is here for you to partake of and enjoy. Eric Butterworth in Spiritual Economics said, watch your spiritual priorities. The goal shouldn't be to make more money or acquire more things, but to achieve the consciousness through which the substance will flow forth as you need it, and as you desire it, and as you want it. So that's what I want for each and every one of us, that we have the consciousness. That's the work that we're doing here. We are building the consciousness so that what does come to you is enjoyed, and it is turned into something even more beautiful, more abundant, and more glorious. Okay? Because you've probably experienced this in your life, or you've seen people like these lottery winners, that like get billions of dollars and then like lose it all. I mean, how do you do that? Okay? And I'll tell you what it is it's consciousness. It's consciousness. So that's where we really want to put the focus. Yeah, we can say, yeah, sure, we all want to make more money. We want nice things. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want the full bounty, and you want it to, I'm hesitant to say to stay, because we don't want to like cling to it, but in order to just stay in that constant flow of abundance, you've got to have the consciousness to be able to hold it, okay? So I want to speak today to a couple of ways of how you can be supported in this abundance consciousness. And the first way, and we kind of got to this last week when we did our work, what came out of it was gratitude. And so you want to stay in gratitude for what you already have. And if you look at that, I mean, it's endless, all the ways in which you are already prosperous. So gratitude, you want to really, really live in that throughout your day, throughout every day. And when we're grateful for what we have, that increases the flow. That's how it works. And that's why I gave you all a couple of little presents today. One is a 40-day journal. It's an abundance journal. It's a gratitude journal. It's got some little quotes. So let's use this and let's see what kind of amazing things that you all have to share with one another 40 days from now. 40 days from now. We're going to do it 40 days, which will probably take us to maybe somewhere in October. Okay? Did everyone get a copy? Okay, good. All right. The second way is to realize and embody what Holmes said, which is, Elaine, the exact same reading that you gave. One mind, right? I'll just paraphrase it, which is that you are meant to be successful. Otherwise, God is not getting to express through you. You know, so any kind of false humility of, oh, well, I can't be too wonderful. Okay? God wants to shine through you, through your gifts and talents. And the more you do that, the more you actually illuminate the path for other people. You're an inspiration. Okay, so we got to kind of undo that, oh, well, then I'm going to make other people feel bad. Well, then they'll be jealous and they'll be mean to me, or, whatever it is, okay? Our job is to shine. And it is a beautiful thing to behold, and it helps us when you step into your light, into your power, and you don't apologize for it, okay? You just claim it and own it. It's powerful. And so that really should give you that wonderful, exciting feeling of creating what you dream about and what you desire and what you really want to manifest. Or better yet, God, what do you want to have happen here through me? Okay? And then allow that to express itself. Now, I gave you abundance cards, and on that, this is going to help you dream, and this is going to help you stay focused, because it tells you what consciousness is, and then it tells you the abundance and the substance that is ever available to you. So keep this card handy. I made it extra big, okay? Because I want you to see it, so put it somewhere where you can see this every day. Now, you are both an inlet and an outlet for this divine flow, for all aspects of the divine: love, beauty, peace, humor, joy, just all of the wonderful things that you can imagine. You are a divine channel, a vessel through which that goes from you and comes into you. So you've got to keep that channel open and flowing. And in order to do that, we've got to see where it is that it's blocked or that it's clogged, okay? Because if it is, then it can't happen. This flow can't happen. Just like if you cut off the flow of water coming out of a, what are those things called? A hose, right? Okay? We gotta open it up so that it can flow. And it's also kind of like a dam that we build around our heart that holds back just the beautiful, mighty blessings that the living water of God's good, okay? So we don't want to block it. We don't want to create a dam. And those waters will be held back until that dam is broken through. So not only do emotions block it and act as a dam, but they really do kind of build this solid brick wall. And the more time and the more that we kind of condition ourselves to keep, blocking the layers, the more of like a solid wall that it's going to be. So it is part of our deep and holy work to spiritually clear those emotions. We've got to do it. We've got to do it. But the good news is I'm going to share with you a couple of ways that are really going to help you. Okay? So we're going to get on our big girl and boy pants and we are going to do this, right? Okay. So we have to feel whatever it is, okay? We have to feel it and open ourselves up to this inlet and outlet. So we've got to experience whatever is there blocking it. But we don't want to just stay there either, okay? It's like it's great to give yourself permission, but it's like if you're going through hell, don't pitch a tent there, keep on going. So, if there is grief and depression or sadness, it should move at some point and morph into something else. So if you feel like you're stuck, that's we don't want you to make a home there for yourself, okay? We want you to keep moving. And on the other side, conversely, we don't want to spiritually bypass either. And we are so good at that, aren't we? Yes. Oh, so good at that, let's just, we just know that doesn't work. I mean, it might just temporarily, but that stuff doesn't go anywhere. And then you get sick or, it's like it's just there. So we just got to learn to deal with it. And, so you've got so many tools. You have so many incredible practitioners and ministers here. Call us. Schedule an appointment. Let us talk to you on the phone. Do a spiritual mind treatment for you. There's so many resources at hand for you, okay? We love you and we care about you, and all of us know how hard it is to go, to process this stuff. It's not easy. However, I have some nice tools. Now, we've all heard, of course, that forgiveness is a beautiful way. Once there's like a little enough opening where that can even be a possibility, right? And so just listen to how beautiful this is. This is a Buddhist prayer of forgiveness. It says, if I've harmed anyone in any way, either knowingly or unknowingly, through my confusions, I ask their forgiveness. If anyone has harmed me in any way, either knowingly or unknowingly, through their own confusions, I forgive them. And if there is a situation I'm not ready to forgive yet, I forgive myself for that too. For all the ways that I harm myself, negate, doubt, or belittle myself, judge or am unkind to myself, through my own confusions, I forgive myself. All it ever is confusion. People are so confused, and they're going around doing all kinds of crazy stuff, but they're just confused. And when we get it, that's really what's happening, that it's not personal, they're so confused. Believing as they do, how could they act any differently? right? Until there's a different level of awareness. Now, most of us, when we are triggered, we will react in one of three ways: fight, flight, or freeze, right? Fight, flight, or freeze. So what I'm going to do is take all three of those away from you. We're not going to do that anymore, okay? So here's the practice. And it's amazing. I really want you to try this because it works as good as anything I've ever come across, okay? So what you want to do is to whatever it is, and the mind only works in three ways. It either comes, the reaction or the trigger or whatever the suffering is, it'll either come to you in words, okay? And that might be that lovely little voice in your head, blah, blah, blah. It'll either come in words, images, or sensations. Those are the only three ways it happens, okay? So whatever way presents itself to you, and how will you know? Because you'll be uncomfortable, okay? You'll contract, you will not feel good. You will suffer in some way, and that's when you know, okay, so pay attention. Which way did it come to you? Okay, if it was in words, I just want you to actually literally put the word on the screen of your mind. Okay, like it's a blank screen. Remember that space I was talking about earlier? Okay, we're filled with space too. So you put the word up there. Okay, maybe it was like, God, I hate him. Okay? Put hate up there. Okay? And see it. And get kind of interested in about the word. Okay, well, those are interesting letters. Okay. And if it's like really got a lot of charge to it, put a frame around it. Okay? And the question I want you to ask yourself, and this is like a living inquiry question, is the word itself the threat? Is the word hate itself the threat? Answer? Okay. Once you find a no, that should begin to dissolve. Now, what your mind might do is it'll go to an image or a body sensation. If it does, that's where you'll go next. So the hate starts to dissolve, but then it's like you get a picture of that person doing a mean thing before. So you like put that image up there, and you just kind of look at the image. You also look at the space around the word. You look at the space between the letters, the space around the image, and you ask yourself the question, is the image itself the threat? You see what's happening here? Okay? If it's a body sensation, oh, my stomach contracted, my stomach hurts, there's a pain in there. Well, sit with that and ask yourself, is the sensation itself the threat? When you get a no, it'll begin to dissolve. Now, this is what I'm talking about we never learned these kinds of things. That when something triggers you, the way that you meet it and dissolve it is what is actually meant by dealing with the feelings, okay? Because it will dissolve. The words, the images, the sensations, those are the only three ways in which the mind works, okay? So we're going to use this that we know, and I want you to just see if that doesn't really begin to dissolve these things, okay? Now, for the super duper student, you can actually sit, have a 20 minutes a day. I'm just going to sit and see what's there, and see, pick something that's been an ongoing sort of issue and, find it in one of those 3 ways and then try the process with it. I am very anxious to hear how this helps you. Okay, so will everyone commit to try this week? Okay, awesome, good. I'm telling you, it's just amazing because I thought, oh God, you got to sit there and you got to feel all this horrible stuff, and it hurts and it just keeps on hurting. And, that could go on and on and on. I just want something that works and dissolves the stuff so I can, move on. So here's the 4 things, the 4 takeaways for today. And this is all going to help you keep that channel clear and stay in that abundance, which is to meet and dissolve whatever emotional triggers are coming into your life. And to see also if forgiveness can be helpful. You might notice after you meet and dissolve that forgiveness just naturally happens, okay? But that's also a beautiful tool. And then you want to live from, fully embrace and embody abundance consciousness. And that's what your card's for, okay? Is to remind you what that is and the amazing substance that you are swimming in, just like the fishes with water. And then to be grateful for what you already have. And you've got your 40-day abundance journal. So you just write, before you go to sleep or, first thing in the morning, whatever works for you, just what you're all grateful for. And put God first in your life. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all else will be added unto you. Okay? So here's the thing, is that when we put God first, everything else is taken care of. And this means also in the area of finances, which this is the place where most of us get really stuck. We do. That's just an area where we get stuck. And so more important than ever to practice that high and holy practice of giving back to that which spiritually nourishes you, so that you're planting those seeds and that you are coming from a place of plenty, not holding on to what little you have, but acknowledging all that you do have and freely giving. And so I wanted to have a personal testimony today. Mary is not going to be able to be with us today, and so I invited Carla to come up and talk with you all about what her practice is in this regard and just sort of how that has played out for her. So give Carla a hand.
I'm about as tall as you. I was driving here today thinking how honored I was to be asked to give sort of a testimonial on tithing. And there's a part of me that wants to say, hi, my name is Carla Christina, and I'm a tithaholic, because it has changed my life. It really has. And, I feel like I could actually practically do a workshop on this, and maybe someday I will. But in 2012, when my mother passed, and I was in my grief, I came back to Tennessee, and you offered, I think, the second Prosperity Plus class. I wanted to get out of my grief, and I also wanted to understand what tithing was about. I would tithe, but I would call myself a guilty and shameful tither. And I would write a check and I would think, okay, what do I think that I can afford? Or I would sit in the audience and I would not tithe, and I would feel guilty about that. And I would think, I just, my bills are this way, my bills are that way, or how am I going to pay this? And so having taken the Prosperity Plus One class, there were so many answers, or so many questions that were answered. And so you just said, Dyann, that it is literally taking the seeds of life, and tithing for me is like my own self-love and self-care. So when I write that check, which I can't wait, as soon as I get money in, and I'm an actor, so my money is, I never know what it's going to be. As soon as that check comes in, I can't write that tithing check fast enough. And I can't wait to give. I am not only cheerful, I literally picture, and I'm going to step back, and I'm going to invite you, when you tithe, to literally hold in your hand seeds for your future. And I go like this. And they drop, and just like what we are taught here, we nurture those seeds. The other thing is that coming here and giving back to the place which feeds me spiritually. I couldn't have gotten through my grief without this place and you people, especially our ministers and our practitioners. I don't think I haven't sat down with one of them to at least get that spiritual food. So you probably don't know, my husband was in a near fatal crash in the end of July. He lost his job in June 12th, had not worked since June 3rd. We were always, since I've been doing this practice, the money is always there. But the most amazing thing happened during this experience. More money has come through our accounts in ways that I could not have even imagined. My car got totaled. His car got totaled. Checks came in for those cars. I'm driving the car of my dreams without, like I said, an actor's income up and down. My husband's not employed. Maybe in about a week or so, he has accepted something, I will say. But the money that came in, I could not wait to give my 10% because I knew. And as it goes out, it does come back in, and it comes back in ways that we cannot even imagine. So I was getting dressed today, and I was thinking, what am I going to wear? Because she wanted me to do a quick testimonial. And I thought, I'll wear this dress. And then I realized it in itself is a product of my tithing. It's a Melissa McCarthy dress from Nordstrom's, brand new. I paid $28 for it at a consignment store. This kind of stuff comes to you from tithing. You never know how or what or whom is going to come to you from the gift of tithing. I can't wait to get that 10% out. I just wrote my check and I thought, wait a minute, there was some other money I didn't include. So it's like, I really am a cheerful power tither. I am addicted to it. And if you haven't taken the Prosperity Plus 1 or 2, I have taken Prosperity Plus 1 3 times. I've taken Prosperity Plus 2 twice. You can't get enough of it. I love money. If you've ever seen anybody kiss the money, yes, you must love money because money's not going to come to you unless you love it. It's an energy. So with that said, embrace your abundance and tithe with love. I mean, it works. And as they say in 12-step, it works if you work it. And so it is. Oh, here's another shirt.
All right, we're going to invite our ushers forward.